Hi everyone and welcome into Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage as we get ready for Western State Conference basketball, College of the Canyons and Bakersfield College in a men's and women's doubleheader here on January. Here on January, I forgot the date today. January 13th here of 2023. I'm Matt Robinson, happy to have you along with us as always here for basketball on the Cougar Sports Network. As we get ready for our first conference matchups of 2024 here at Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage. Not the first conference matchups for both these teams though, as Bakersfield and College of the Canyons both with losses in their conference openers. COC lost to LA Valley on Wednesday 80-69. For the Renegades on the other side, lost in their opener to Reedley College, or to Citrus College, excuse me, 82-62. So everything off to a tough start for both these squads, trying to turn it around here today. It'll be a colorful matchup today as COC in their yellow uniforms, Bakersfield in their reds with the checkered stripes down the side for the Renegades. As it'll be starting lineups looking like this. For Bakersfield, Tyler Silva, Elijah Williams, Camonte Jackson, Taryn Dickey, and Larry Atkerson getting the start. A fresh starting five for them as Atkerson has not really been in the starting lineup as of late, getting the start here today. For College of the Canyons, they go Jacob Gonzalez, Joshua Barnett, Roz Orbach, Mason Savory, and Jonah Alfara, which has been a starting lineup for them for most of the season, but back fresh for the first time here today as Elijah Williams gets things started for Bakersfield. A little runner off the glass as he attacked the rim, and a 2-0 lead for the Renegades here early on. Cougars 7-8 on the year with the basketball in their yellow uniforms. They get Mason Savory an open look rhythm three that's too strong. Pulled down by Barnett on the offensive board. Picked up by Gonzalez. Out high to Alfara beyond the three-point line. Now Savory, another wing three in rhythm, and he missed that one strong too. So both shots from Mason Savory strong. Savory's only played 2 times in the last 6 games for College of the Canyons. He's been nursing a little bit of an injury, I believe, to his foot. As an open look for Atkerson that's no good, and back the other way comes College of the Canyons. So we said COC 7-8 on the year as Barnett will step into a three that missed long. Picked up by Williams, and back the other way comes Bakersfield. Cougars 0 for 3 here early on their first 2 trips down the floor, and Bakersfield has a 4-0 lead as Taryn Dickey gets an easy bucket off a nice feed from Tyler Silva. Silva, the leading scorer for Bakersfield this year, 12 points in 22.9 minutes. Dickey averages 8.4 points in 16.9 minutes. For the Renegades this season, that's kind of been the story. Only a couple of guys in double figures this year. As you look at the numbers for the Renegades this year, it's been Tyler Silva and Elijah Williams really running the show offensively for the Renegades, who are not a top offensive team. As counted and the foul for Dickey as he drives and knocks Savory down, and a chance for a three-point play on a 6-0 run here early on for the Renegades. As we talked about for Bakersfield this year, they're not a high-scoring team. They average 75.8 points per game, which is 38th in the state of California. Compare that to the Cougars, who average 73.9, so both right around the same number. For Bakersfield, they're a high-volume team. They average 29.8 field goals made per game. They shoot 46% from the floor, which are 16th and 18th. And oh, by the way, they're the best rebounding team in the state of California, which will make for an interesting matchup between these two today, as College of the Canyons thought of as one of the better rebounding teams in the state this year. As that one no good, as it was Gonzalez on an open look, couldn't lay it in. So the Cougars thought of was one of the better rebounding teams this year as well. 17th in the state in plus minus, but you're going against the top team in the state on rebounds, as Bakersfield a plus 18 this year in their games. Renegades 9-5 off to a 7-0 run as Dickey made the free throw, and then a travel called against Jonah Alfara trying to pull down the rebound. It'll be interesting to see the matchup down low. Alfara, one of the top rebounders in the state himself. 11.7 boards per game for College of the Canyons this year. Is 3rd in the state of California in rebounds per game. He's 4th in total rebounds with 175. So he's always a tough matchup down low, but Bakersfield really a team rebounding group, as they have a number of guys that get in and get on the glass very well. So they have a 7-0 run. They make their first substitutions. Here's Williams with the basketball. Tried to go up and under. Had it blocked by Alfara. Pulled out by Orbach, and back the other way comes Canyons. They'll work it to Alfara, who's guarded by Atkerson. Tries to move to the foul line. Takes a jumper off the window and good. Stops the 7-0 run. And that's a nice shot from Jonah Alfara, who usually does his work from about 5 feet and in. But a foul line jumper for the 53% field goal shooter, the sophomore out of West Ranch High School, and the Cougars are on the board. Here's Silva, little fall away, no good. Alfara skies to rip down the board. Canyons back the other way. Here's Savory on the catch on the far side near the Bakersfield bench. He'll get it inside to Orbach, guarded by Williams at the block. Trying to back him down, shoulders him off, puts up a left-handed little push shot and doesn't fall, and back the other way come the Renegades. They'll work around Silva, guarded by Gonzalez. Up top, Atkerson thought about a 3. Instead, we'll go back Silva. Inside towards Dickey, guarded tightly by Savory. Had the ball swatted out of his hands. And Canyons back the other way. A 2-on-3. Gonzalez just trying to draw contact. Missed wildly on a shot, didn't get the call. Back the other way comes Bakersfield once again. Fast pace here early on. 7-2 lead for the Renegades. As they'll kick to the foul line for Andrew Hill. A jumper is good. Hill, a 36% field goal shooter on the year, knocks down that shot, and Bakersfield back with a 7-point lead. Here's Gomari for Canyons. He'll start a dribble, drives, stops at the foul line. Atkerson met him there and altered the shot enough that it's a miss. And the Renegades quickly back the other way, but a travel going to be called against Taryn Dickey. And we'll get substitutions for both sides. Sean Johnson into the game, Malik Petty into the game for Bakersfield. Jeremiah Walker into the game for College of the Canyons, along with Isaiah Ortega for the first time today, as they bring off Gonzalez and Orbach in their first substitutions. 9-2 Bakersfield lead here early on from Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar cage, just underway if you're joining us. 7-0 start for the Renegades, put them out in front here early on. So here's Walker up top, Savory. Savory, 2 big steps, draws a foul. And you got Sean Johnson up in the air and draws the foul against Johnson. Savory will go to the line, a 75% foul shooter this year, 49 for 65. Canyons has done a really good job getting to the line this season. 16th in the state in field and free throw attempts made at 16, and they're 15th in the state in attempts per game at 23.9. Savory makes the first. Second is good as well, and JT Barnett will check back in to take over for Mason Savory. Barnett came out early on in the game as Gomari came in. Talked about Bakersfield's rebounding this year. 17.4 offensive boards per game, best in the state, as they turn it over that time. Here's Alfara down low and gets the foul as Atkerson into the air. We were talking about Bakersfield's rebounding. First in the state offensive boards, 6th in the state in defensive boards with 30.6. 47.6 per game is number 1 in the state. We talked about that plus 18 number, which is just ridiculous. They've also done a good job at moving the ball around. We talked about their offense a little bit already, as we talked about Williams and Silva being their leaders at 12 points and 10.8 per game, but they have 4 of their guys over 7 points per game. They average 18 assists per game as Alfara makes both foul shots, usually a 57% foul shooter, but that's good news for Canyons. Cuts the lead back down to 3. Renegades go back to work offensively here. Here's Hill, dumps it underneath. Atkerson blocked from behind by Barnett. Good help defense by Barnett, and Canyons back the other way. Walker dumps Gomari. Leaves for Ortega, who now puts up a signal with his hand and sets the play for Canyons. He wanted to get it inside to Alfara, but Atkerson doing a good job on him. And then Ortega called for stepping on the sideline, so a turnover on COC. Canyons 15.9 turnovers per game. Bakersfield up there as well, 16.4. Renegades just 1 and 2 away from, or in true road games, we should say, this year. They've played a number of neutral site games. The 3 is good, and then some talk near the bench as Silva looked towards the COC bench and had some words for somebody down near the end. It's 12-6 in favor of Bakersfield. Barnett blocked by Silva. Walker lucky he didn't get a reach-in foul that time as he was trying to strip the ball from Hill, who then throws it away. Alfara ahead to Gomari, bounce pass over, Ortega driving, misses, Barnett, tip lay in, no. Ball still bouncing around, fought for down low, and a jump ball tie-up gonna be called. Possession arrow in favor of College of the Canyons here. Talking about the Bakersfield schedule, only their 4th true road game of the year. They played on the road against Desert and Copper Mountain. Feather River, Oxnard, and Monterey Peninsula, but those are all tournament games. So you look, really their only road games this year at Santa Barbara, at Reedley College, and at West Hills Coalinga. Their only win in those games was actually the West Hills Coalinga game, an 84-63 victory. Walker gonna check out after he missed trying to get to the rack. Savory in to take over for Alfara, and Orbach coming in to take over for Logan Gomari for College of the Canyons. Calmonte Jackson into the game to take over for Elijah Williams as he'll get a spell. 12-6 in favor of Bakersfield. 13:35 to go here in the first half. Foul called against Barnett as he tried to reach in and steal it from Sean Johnson, who was able to draw the foul. Just the 2nd foul on Canyons, only the 4th foul in the ball game. It's different from what we normally see. Canyons, one of the most penalized teams in the state in terms of fouls per game in total. You look for the Cougars, they average 17.9 personal fouls per game, and opponents against them average 22, which is 2nd most in California this year. Another turnover on Bakersfield. As you hear Aaron Chavez, the Bakersfield head coach in his 4th year, 19th overall with the Renegades, but 4th year as the head coach, hollering from the sidelines. Ortega 3 on the way, no good. Canyons 0 for 4 from triple so far. Silva back the other way, got it stolen by Ortega. Tries to sprint back the other way, lays it off the window and in as Johnson couldn't come back to get it. And Ortega gets a steal. Ortega only averages 4 points a game. His season high was 11 against San Diego Mesa as he gets a big bucket there for Canyons. Miss on a wild shot from Petty, but the offensive glass kind to Calmonte Jackson, who gets an easy bucket. Jackson, a guy that averages 2.6 rebounds per game in 9.6 minutes, only scores 4 points per. Gonzalez lays it off the glass as he got around Silva and puts it in as we trade buckets back and forward. Here's Silva, working to his left, now spins back baseline around Gonzalez, but Savory goes up to reject him at the glass. Canyons a 2-on-1 back the other way. Gonzalez goes right to the bucket and lays it in. Jacob Gonzalez having a nice start here now as he starts to find his rhythm. Puts another one in to make it a 2-point game. He's got 4 here early on. Gonzalez has had some of his better games as of late. 4 straight with 10 or more points as he started to find his offensive rhythm. A guy that only averages 7.7 per game. There's a bucket on the offensive end for Johnson as the Cougars a little disorganized down low on a ball that kind of just ping-ponged around. This is Gonzalez, sophomore out of Chatsworth. We'll move it towards the Bakersfield bench. Sends it to Ortega. He's looking for Barnett. Instead, we'll get it to Savory. Block extended with the mismatch against Silva. Trying to back him down. big step into the lane, finds his way to the window and puts it in. Savory now with 4. Canyons back within 2. As Bakersfield has led the whole way, had a 7-0 run early on. Renegades working it around the perimeter here. Petty. 14-footer, no good. Gonzalez the rebound. They'll bring it across the timeline, and Canyons will set up in a half-court offense. Savory block extended far side, this time working against Johnson. And Sean Johnson going to be called for a blocking foul, as they say he didn't get to the baseline before Savory. It'll be the 3rd foul on Bakersfield here in the ballgame. It'll be the 2nd foul on Sean Johnson, as the Cougars will make some substitutions. Bakersfield will do the same as Johnson goes to the bench. Elijah Williams back into the game. Savory will come off for College of the Canyons, as they'll get Alfara and Orbach in along with Isaiah Baptista, so nearly a full line change as they bring Gomari and Ortega off along with Savory. Gonzalez will send it out high. Barnett in isolation this time, wanting to drive. Nice little Euro step in the lane that time from Barnett. He lays it off the glass, and we're even at 16 all. So 10 minutes, Bakersfield's led. We're back to 16. They'll get him another bucket here as they'll go back into the lead by 2. The Canyons, after a tough -7 run to open up. 6 points from Jacob Gonzalez, as that was a nice little scoop shot a few seconds ago to get it back to even it all. And then a 3-pointer on the other side from Kelmonte Jackson. And a timeout called by Howard Fisher, who is not happy with the result there. With 9:39 to go, we'll take a timeout. 21-18 Bakersfield here over College of the Canyons, first half.
College of the Canyons Athletics on the Cougar Sports Network is presented by Jersey Mike's. Try one of our authentic, fresh sliced, and fresh grilled subs, always made to order. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. UCLA Health, delivering leading-edge patient care, research, and education. If you have a business and want to support COC Athletics, please contact the athletic department at 661-362-3491. Go Cougs!
Back inside the Cougar cage as we get ready for continued first half action. College of the Canyons and Bakersfield College here on a Saturday afternoon. Opening round of the NFL playoff Saturday as well. It's a 21-18 lead for Bakersfield as Canyons will work to Alfara. His 15-footer altered by Atkerson, and he missed on an air ball, and back the other way comes Bakersfield. There's Jackson. Now Martinez. He'll send far side. Jackson, little runner is good. Kelmonte Jackson having a nice start to this game. He's got 9 now for the Renegades. Bakersfield stretched the lead back up to 5. Baptista. Down low, Gonzalez. Back up top, Baptista, a 3-pointer from straight away, no good. And they said it hit the wiring above the basket, so it'll be Bakersfield basketball. Good defense by the Renegades that time. Canyons 0 for 5 from 3 so far. Compare that to 2 for 2 from Bakersfield, who's not a high-volume 3 team. The Renegades this year, only 4 3-pointers made per game on 13.6 attempts. That's 95th in both those spots. So they are not a team that shoots a lot of threes or makes a lot of threes. Canyons on the other side makes 5.5 on 17.4, which is still very low. A team that really, for COC, they do a lot of their work inside as well and can't fall behind and rely on the 3 to try and get them back into games. There's a miss that time from Bakersfield down low. A foul on Alfara as he got a hand on Dickey. There'll be 2 shots here for Taryn Dickey, a 71% foul shooter on the year, 25 for 35. Dickey out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, averages 8.4 points per game. just a little under 17 minutes. Makes the first of two, stretches it back to a 6-point lead. Can get it to 7 once again, which was the largest lead of the night so far. And that's where we will sit. 25-18 out of the timeout. Bakersfield up by 7. They've led the whole way so far today. Barnett with 8, just dribbling around, gets into a tough shot, falling away over the top of Williams. That's no good. And Jackson back the other way. Kai Martinez now working. Stopped his dribble, will send it over towards Williams. Skips it inside, Dickey baseline. Dickey over the top of Alfara, couldn't get the roll. Canyons will tip the rebound out to Gonzalez, who will sprint back ahead. Got it to Baptista, driving, counted in the foul for Isaiah Baptista. And he'll go to the line. Baptista, who early in the year looked like he was gonna be a heavy contributor at 24 points in the opener against Barstow this year, but has since really just struggled. Only one other 10-point game, 14 points against Long Beach City College. He's only scored 12 points in his last 5 game, averages 5.1, shooting just 56% from the line. At 9 of 16, just has not factored in the way Canyons thought he might early on in the season. So he makes the foul shot and will check out, as Ortega will come back in. It's back to a 4-point game after the 3-point play. Canyons comes out in a press. Travel going to be called against Williams. Canyons a little disorganized defensively that time. Howard Fisher actually hollered from the bench at Ron Zorbach, who then kind of threw his hands up because Canyons was trying to trap on the Bakersfield side of the floor, and that actually gave Williams a chance, and he just traveled. Canyons trying to work it inside towards Ortega, and it skipped off of a Renegade. It'll stay with Canyons here. Gonzalez will get it into Savory. Savory trying to back off Williams. Will spin around the Alfara screen and misses short on a jumper. Alfara the offensive rebound, and then he's fouled. Foul likely going to go against Eric Gallardo. Fifth foul on the Renegades here in the first half. Canyons needs to get the ball in, and they do. Alfara able to come down with it. We'll kick it to Orbach. 3 from the wing is short. Cougars remain ice cold from 3, 0 for 6 so far in the ball game. Trailing by 4. Jackson. Martinez now inside Dickey. Guarded by Savory, trying to back him down. Spun towards the baseline, then back towards the middle, and scooped it with the left and in. And a timeout called by College of the Canyons. 27-21, 6:28 to go. Timeout on the floor will go as well.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, dip, hand down. One hand, up. No. Flip.
I could eat.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Welcome back, Lee Smelser, court at the Cougar Cage. 27-21, Bakersfield leading. three knocked down from Bakersfield. Renegades now with a 9-point lead, their largest of the night. It's the timeout not working for Canyons. Elfara on the other side gets a bucket. Lead back down to 7. Elfara another rebound. That one tipped out off of Bakersfield. Jonah already 5 rebounds in the ball game. Coming in off back-to-back games with double-doubles. Orbach off the floor. Ortega back in to run the point for Canyons here. It's Savory, Elfara, Ortega, Baptista, and Gomari for the Cougars. Silva, Jackson, Williams, Gallardo, and Dickey for Bakersfield. Elfara underneath missed. Couldn't get the rebound as he couldn't get it around Eric Gallardo. The 6'7" sophomore forward out of Bakersfield doing a good job defensively. So the Renegades go back to work offensively. Here's Silva. Jackson stops his dribble. They'll work back around Silva. Out of Williams on the near side with 10. He'll get it up top to Calmonte Jackson, who will put up a 3 and knocks it down. Calmonte Jackson having a heck of a game. 12 points here early on. Lead is 10 for the Renegades. Bakersfield so far in the ballgame, perfect from 3, 4 for 4. Silva and Jackson scratch that, make it. No, I'm correct. 4 for 4. Silva and Jackson both 2 for 2. Deshaun Harold checking in to take over for Isaiah Baptista here. Savory tries to work into the paint. Works into a fall-away jumper. That's the first bucket of the day for Mason Savory. Scratch that, his second bucket of the ball game. Cuts the lead back down to 8. Atkerson just takes the smaller Harold off the dribble and has an easy bucket. It's back to a 10-point lead. Remember, women's basketball after this one was scheduled 5 o'clock start. Bakersfield and COC. Three-pointer Gomari on the way, and Canyons remains ice cold from downtown. Elfara from about 20 has the ball, will put it on the floor, kicks it back Gomari. They'll work it around the perimeter. Spin it back inside. Elfara trying to work against Gallardo, and he's fouled by Gallardo. Got a hand on the arm. Fire to the line to shoot a pair. Doesn't get the roll on the first one. 2 for 3 so far today. It's his second trip to the line. Gallardo coming off as they bring Taryn Dickey back in. Farah has the second, lead down to 9. Bakersfield back to work offensively. Williams, 12-footer, no good. Actually more about a 16-footer. Elfara had the rebound. 6 of them the first half so far with 2:51 to go. For Jonah, who's got 7 points to lead the way for Canyons as they'll work it around towards Ortega. Get it inside. Savory trying to work down. Has 3 red jerseys around him. Missed on the first. Got his own rebound. Missed on the second. And the lead will stay 9 with 2.5 to go. Silva pointing out directions. Trying to get Atkerson to come up and set a screen. Instead, we'll dump it off to him. Now he'll set a screen for Jackson, who tries to go baseline. Got it off the side of the glass. Let's give Deshaun Harold some credit there. Able to defend that one. And then miscommunication between Gomari and Alfara as they just run into each other in the middle of the floor. Luckily for the Cougars, they didn't turn it over. So they'll work offensively here. Here's Harold. Puts it on the floor. Sends a bad pass out towards Isaiah Ortega, and it's out off of Canyons. It'll be Bakersfield basketball. Williams and Dickey off the floor for Bakersfield. Petty back into the game. Canyons will get Gonzalez on the floor to take over for Deshaun Harold. So Andrew Hill back in the game for Bakersfield here. Three no good. First miss from three on the day for Bakersfield. Silva could knock that one down. Canyons tries to go back to work offensively. Here's Alfara with Atkerson right on it. Put it on the floor a couple of times, trying to bowl his way around down low. Missed. No foul called. That got Howard Fisher up off the bench with his hands in the air. Bakersfield back to work with a minute 10 to go. 35-26, low scoring first half. Not a shock as the Renegades, one of the better defensive teams in the state this year. Good pass from Silva to find Dickey for a bucket. Lead is 11. Renegades only give up 63.9 points per game. Hold opponents to 39% field goal shooting, which is 6th and 5th, respectively, as they've done a good job so far, holding the Cougars to just 10 of 34. Make it 11 of 35 as Alfara now with 9. Puts it back to a 9-point game as the Renegades can play for the last shot as the shot clock and the game clock with just tenths of a second difference here. Hill doubled. Atkerson with Ortega on him. Needs to put one up with 3. Does. Rattled in and out. No good. And that will end the first half. 37-28 Bakersfield lead at the break. We'll step aside. Second half action. We come back here on the Cougar Sports Network.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Here we go. Twirl. Up, up, big, two. Hand down. One hand. Up. No. Flip.
I could eat.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Rising up, bread's on the sheet. Did my time, took out my toppings. Went the distance, now my prep is complete. Just a limb and its will to thrive. It's the arm of the slicer, it's the thrill of the slice. Freshly sliced before your eyes, unlike our rivals. And then every last arriver gets a sub that excites. And it's all thanks to the well-trained arm of the slicer.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, dip, two. Hand down. One hand, up. Up. Flip.
I could eat.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Welcome back in court at the Cougar cage as we start second half action. Bakersfield with a 37-28 lead. And the basketball to start here as Tyler Silva goes to work for the Renegades in their red, moving to our left. Offensive foul going to be called against Larry Atkerson. Canyons will get the ball back. A little bit of weird at halftime. The Cougars usually come out, shoot around for about 5 minutes. But they stayed in the locker room all the way up through the entire halftime break. So coming out with hopefully lots of changes, trying to come back from a 9-point deficit right now. So here's Savory trying to spin through the middle, got it to Barnett. Barnett in isolation, a step back over Jackson, no good. Orbach saved it, but put it right into the hands of Silva, and back the other way comes Bakersfield. First half numbers, Cougars 11 of 35, Bakersfield 15 of 30 in the first half. 4 of 5 from 3 is make it 5 of 6 as Atkerson knocks one down. Dickey with 13, Jackson with 10. For Canyons, Alfaro with 9 and 7 leading the way. There's Barnett. Barnett struggled recently. Up and down since really the 15th of December. Alfaro blocked from behind by Atkerson that time. We're talking about Barnett. 2 of the last 5 games he's been in double figures. And that's low for him, a guy that averages 14.9. There's another bucket inside for Bakersfield, and the lead is the largest it's been today. 14 for the Renegades right now. There's Alfaro with Atkerson on him. Tries to take him off the dribble. Little left-handed layup off the glass is good for Alfaro. Put him in double figures once again. Alfaro, his 12th game this season with 10 or more points. Trying for 3 straight games with a double-double, would more than likely like to win the game rather than do that anyway, so. He's able to alter the shot of Dickey, but then Dickey's fouled by Roz Orbach underneath the basket. Orbach heavily taped on that left knee. Dealing with a little bit of something as Dickey will go to the line. Second trip today for Taryn Dickey, or third trip today for Taryn Dickey, who's 3 for 3 so far today. Broadcaster jinx in full effect, misses on the first. Does not matter when I say it, who I say it about. If they are perfect from the foul line, they will miss the next foul shot. That is just about the way it works. As Dickey back to the line again, makes the second. Lead now is 13. Bakersfield out in full court pressure here. Trying to hold the Cougars up. They'll get it across the timeline. Savory, far wing. Wants to work inside to Alfaro. Bounced it off of the leg of Elijah Williams, then out of play. So it'll stay with Canyons here. Silva turnover, takes it away. That's a good play by Tyler Silva as Savory was trying to get it to Barnett and missed. Barnett pulls down the defensive rebound off the miss on the other side. Threw it ahead Alfaro. Good vision from Alfaro to find Orbach under the basket, who lays it in. Shows you Jonah Alfaro, not just a scorer and a rebounder, but does have some decent vision. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities to dish the ball, but does have 1.5 assists per game this year. Silva, nice pass. Dickey missed, though. Got it back, put it in. Bakersfield right now, 25 rebounds, just 19 for Canyons. One of the few times the Cougars have not led the way in rebounding as Gonzalez went up, drew the foul. Jacob Gonzalez will go to the line for the first time today. 71% foul shooter, 43 of 60. Gonzalez makes the first. Savory checking out as Ortega coming back in. Canyons, it's been an up and down run as of late. Gonzalez missed the second, but I think there was a violation, so he'll go back to the line again. For COC, a loss to Valley, a win over Cuesta, a loss to Mount San Antonio that snapped a 3-game winning streak heading into the Cougar Holiday Classic. Gonzalez gets both. Jacob now with 8. It's kind of been the story for Canyons this year. Started the season off with 2 wins, then lost 5 in a row. Had a 3-game winning streak to get them back to 500, but lost 2 of their last 3. Silva nearly lost the ball, was able to escape a double team, got it to Dickey, who draws the foul against JT Barnett. It's really been a struggle for JT Barnett as of late. We talked about only 2 games with 10 or more points in his last 5. Struggled, continued a bit on Wednesday, was held to just 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting. The 3rd time, like we said, he's been held under 10 points, and it's just been a matter of not able to knock shots down. Fighting things a little bit. He's a guy Canyons really needs to be at the top of his game to win games. As you've seen here today, just 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. And the Cougars have been abysmal from 3 today, 0 for 7. So the first for Dickey is good. The second is there as well. Call it a 13-point lead at 47-34. 16:27 to go here in the ball game. We've just started the second half. For women's basketball up at 5 after this. Alfara had that one taken away from him. Renegades back the other way. Silva, bounce pass towards Elijah Williams. Williams driving into the paint, dumps it underneath Gallardo. Blocked by Barnett. Dickey, though, came down with it, got it to Silva. Now to Jackson, wants to go baseline, dribbled it off his own foot and out of play, and it'll be Canyons ball. Andrew Hill taking over for Kelmonte Jackson here. Barnett trying to find an open look. Instead, just bodied up by Elijah Williams, the 6'6" guard out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, makes it tough on Barnett. A couple of guys from out of state. Barnett out of Tampa, Florida. There's Gallardo now. Tried to dump it underneath. Dickey loose by himself, an easy bucket. Karen Dickey having a great game. 20 points today for Dickey. He went off his season high of 21. This has led the way for Bakersfield. Him and Kelmonte Jackson in double figures for the Renegades. Alfara, 12-footer air ball. At this point for COC, you just got to find anything to get a spark going. They have not done much on the defensive end and have not been able to get in any rhythm on the offensive side. Taryn Dickey has a season high of 22 now. So anything from here is gravy for him as he knocks another one down. The lead 51-34. There's Orbach, a 3 from the wing, ends the drought of 0 for 7 and a timeout called by Howard Fisher, a full timeout. 51-37, 14-18 to go. We'll take a break.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
51-37, Bakersfield in the lead as we continue on here in the second half. Renegades with 22 points from Taryn Dickey today. Set his season high. Jackson blocked. Williams came down with it, missed. Rebound tips around, goes out off of Canyons. It'll stay with Bakersfield. They'll have a fresh 30. You see why the Renegades so good around the glass as they collapse down. All 5 guys come down, fight for rebounds. Gallardo coming in to take over for Jackson. Elfara coming off for a spell as Savory into the game. Williams gets loose here, catches on the inbound, guarded by Savory, wanted to dribble, lost the ball. Picked it back up, got it to Dickey. Dickey against Barnett, trying to spin against him. Good job from Dickey, but Barnett a little bit better on the defensive side, knocked it away. Now he'll sprint ahead. Savory wanted to dial into a 3, instead will stop it down. Canyons will go back to work offensively in a half-court set. Three to shoot here. Somebody needs to put one up. It's going to be Ortega. He missed. Rebound went off of Canyons and out of play. It'll be Bakersfield basketball. Camonte Jackson coming back in. Takes over for Andrew Hill. Larry Atkerson coming in as well. Silva trying to drive baseline, lost the ball, got it back to Atkerson, who goes up towards the basket. No. Savory a defensive rebound, and Canyons back the other way. Gonzalez stopped it up for Orbach. Now Savory. Step back 3 on the way, no. Cougars 1 for 9 from 3. Lead stays 51-37. Largest advantage of the day for Bakersfield, who has led the whole way. With the exception of a quick spell where Canyons had tied the game at 16. Lasted only about 15 seconds. Orbach's 3, no good. Jackson, 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Canyons, back the other way. The Cougars come, and Orbach counted in the foul. So Orbach a bucket and gets to the line. Orbach this season, 78% foul shooter, knocks it down. Gomari checking in to take over for Gonzalez. Dickey back into the game to take over for Gallardo. Lead down to 11, but Canyons got to chip away and a little bit more in a hurry. Is just about 11 and a half to go. Here's Silva. Just weaving through a bunch of bodies, lost it out of bounds. It goes out off of Bakersfield. It'll be Canyons basketball. It'll be a timeout called by the Renegades here. 51-40, 11:27 to go. It'll be a full timeout, and we'll take the break as well.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and zero textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
.27 to go, 51-40 in favor of Bakersfield. The Renegades shooting 20-45 from the floor today. 5 of 7 from 3, and 6 of 7 from the line for the lead. Out rebounding Canyons 33 to 23. For the Cougars, 15 of 46, just 32% from the floor, and 1 of 10 from 3. That is the number right there. That is the difference right now, as Canyons just has not been able to find anything from 3. Taryn Dickey with a 20-point game to lead everybody on the floor, has a double-double, 22 points, 14 rebounds. His third double-double of the year. The double-doubles against Moore Park and Monterey Peninsula. And sets his season high in points, surpassing the 21 he had against West Hills Kalinga. The other side, Alfara, 11 and 7 for Canyons on a 2-game streak of double-doubles, as Barnett knocks down a 3 out of the timeout. That's a start for Canyons. Lead down to 8. Jackson slips Barnett, drives, gets around a couple of defenders, missed. Barnett able to pick up the rebound that bounced around, wants to sprint it up the floor, drives towards the basket. Wow, Elijah Williams sprinting back way off the wall behind the basket. And it'll stay with Canyons here. Williams just flying through the air. That time showing off his athleticism. Gomari will catch on the inbound. Barnett over the top, no good. Orbach the offensive board. Canyons will reset here. Savory catches with Dickey on him. Wants to try and take him off the dribble, spins towards the middle, a fall-away jumper, no good, but he's fouled. And Mason Savory will go to the line, his second trip today. For Barnett, just 2 of 10 today. That 3 is first of the ball game, just his second field goal. Only 5 points for him. Savory 2 of 8. Alfara 4 of 10. So it has just been an offensive struggle shooting-wise for Canyons. Credit the Bakersfield defense. It's been one of the things they've been very good at this year. It's holding opponents to a tough shooting percentage. Alfara will run up to the table as Savory will make the second. Alfara will check into the ball game to take over for Roz Orbach here. Down to 6. Bakersfield working offensively. Hill. Over. Williams travel. Shuffled his feet. So Canyons gets another stop as Bakersfield has run into a little bit of trouble here. Ortega, Barnett, 3, no, too strong. Easy rebound for Taryn Dickey, give him 15 now in the ball game. Set a season high in rebounds as well. Silva. Cougars have done a good job against today. Gets it inside to Atkerson. Out of Hill, jumper no good. Barnett couldn't hold the rebound. Atkerson tries to muscle his way inside and does. There's Alfara. From the foul line, works into the middle of the floor and lays it in. Alfaro now with 13. Cougars, like we said, have done a good job against the two bigs for the two big scorers for Bakersfield. Silva 6 points, Williams 4, so just 10 combined for the leading scorers for the Renegades, but they lead by 6 right now. Silva. Travel going to be called as he got tied up, fell over backwards. Atkerson off. Sean Johnson in. Silva off as Makai Martinez comes back onto the floor. Aaron Chavez hollering at the Bakersfield side. Unhappy with the play on the offensive side, as the Renegades have seen their 14-point lead slip away down to 6. Barnett. Ortega now. Ortega from the wing on the near side. Ships it far side, Barnett. A deep 3 is good. Second 3 of the ball game for JT Barnett. He's got 8 now as Canyon's back within 3. 53-50 with 8:08 to go. All of a sudden we got a ball game here on what was a 14-point extended lead for Bakersfield for quite some time. So Williams trying to stop the bleeding. His bounce pass to Johnson was knocked away, but Johnson got it back. Drives, no. Rebound tips out to Barnett, and he'll bring it back up the floor for Canyons. Off the Alfaro screen, driving right to the rack, lays it in with the left hand. Back-to-back buckets for Barnett, who's in double figures with 10. And it's a 1-point ball game, 53-52. The defense is picked up for Canyons here, holding the Bakersfield offense to a little bit of a struggle as of lately. Williams trying to drive. They get it inside to the man, Dickey, who just pounds home a bucket off the glass and a timeout called by Bakersfield. But it's a 3-point game, 55-52, 7:21 to go. Got a timeout on the floor.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Rising up, bread's on the sheet. Did my time, took out my toppings. Went the distance, now my prep is complete. Just a limb and its will to thrive. It's the arm of the slicer, it's the thrill of the slice. Freshly sliced before your eyes, unlike our rivals. And then every last arriver gets a sub that excites. And it's all thanks to the well-trained arm of the slicer.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
(55-52), Bakersfield leading with 7:21 to go. Taryn Dickey has led the way with 24 points and 15 boards for Bakersfield. 9 of 13 from the floor, shooting 69.2%. Cougars have not had an answer for him, but they have had an answer for a 14-point lead as they've cut it down to 3 and will go back to work. As Jacob Gonzalez, the COC Student Athlete of the Week for the men's sports this week, brings it up the floor as the Cougars will weave on the offensive side. Gonzalez back to work with it. Dropped it for Gomari. Now to Barnett. Barnett working into the paint again as he's gone to work here in the later part of the second half. Draws the foul against Andrew Hill and goes to the line. Barnett with 10 points, 4 of 13 from the floor, but he'll go to the line for 2 here. Talking about Jacob Gonzalez, Student Athlete of the Week, put out by our COC Sports Information Department, Sports Information Director, Jesse Munoz, who's down on the sidelines. Helping stat right now as Barnett misses the first of 2. A 57% foul shooter. Gonzalez earned that nod with 4 straight 10-point games. He's got 8 here today, trying to make it 5 in a row. As he kind of has helped the Cougars, helped the Cougars kind of in it at times. As Well, some timely baskets here today. And then Barnett turning it on here now with 11 points. He's got it back to a 2-point game. Here's Hill. Jackson. Dickey. Dumps it underneath. Hill off the window, no. Silva cutting through for an easy putback rebound as the Renegades 36 rebounds in the ball game. Just 27 for Canyons. The lead back to 4. Gonzalez down low. Dumps it to Savory. Savory tried to get it into Barnett. Knocked away by Jackson, but Barnett picks it back up. Now he'll put over a 3 up over the top of Jackson, no good. Rebound found its way to Elijah Williams. Back the other way comes Bakersfield. Williams driving against Gomari. Draw a travel called against Williams. Interesting. Took 2 steps. Maybe they said he took a third. I thought it was only 2. There's Ortega back in. So the Renegades continue to struggle offensively a little bit here. Outside of Taryn Dickey, who's been their go-to, and the Cougars have not had a defensive answer for. Jackson's been quiet, stuck on 10 for some time. Gomari, little 6-footer is good. As you said, Silva and Williams combined today, just 12 points. Foul called against Gonzalez for a push. His first personal foul, just the 4th foul on Canyons. Tyler Silva to the line for a pair. 86% foul shooter for Bakersfield this year, is their leader at the foul line. 25 for 29. And the broadcaster Jinx does it again. He misses on the first. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what team, doesn't matter which player. They could be 100 for 100, and they're 101st. If I mention it, they will miss. It just is without fail. Silva makes the second. Lead back down to 3. Gonzalez with the basketball for Canyons here. Barnett to try and tie it. Rattled in and out. Dickey with good inside position, able to get the rebound. Dickey, 16 boards today, has been a surprise on the glass. And on the offensive side here is a guy that just averages 8 points and 4.5 rebounds. Missed that time. Alfara couldn't get the rebound. Barnett able to block Kilmonte Jackson, and then a timeout called by Bakersfield to help out Jackson as he was trapped in the corner. It'll be a full timeout, 58-55, 4:50 to go. We'll take a break. Bakersfield basketball 58-55. As we continue on in second half action, 4:50 to go here. Renegades led by as much as 14, but Canyons has got it back into a 1-possession game at the moment as they try and trap Williams in the far corner. He'll get it to Silva. Guarded tightly by Ortega. Now Hill. Dumps Silva. Ortega staying right with him. Good shot from Silva off the glass as Ortega just didn't get hands up enough. Just 3 fouls on Canyons, 5 on Bakersfield here in the second half. So neither team close to shooting, as it's been a low foul game, low event game on the foul side. Just 11 fouls on the Renegades, only 6 on Canyons as they let them play. Here's Alfara down low. He's fouled and will go to the line. They'll call the foul on Taryn Dickey, his second. Dickey, Johnson, and Barnett all with 2 fouls in the ball game. Alfara makes the first of 2, 4 of 5 from the line today. 14 points now for Jonah. Just 7 rebounds as he's been stymied on the glass. Remember, the number 3 rebounder in the state of California right now as he makes the second. Lead down to 3 once again, so it's back to a 1-possession game. Canyons trying to trap Bakersfield. They were able to break it here. Heel up into the offensive end. Got it to Camonte Jackson. Oh, Ortega thought he drew an offensive foul. Instead, Taryn Dickey's going to be called for an offensive foul underneath the basket for a push in the back of Jonah Alfara. They actually gave it to Elijah Williams here. And that's actually going to put Canyons at the line for 1-and-1. That's the 7th foul on Bakersfield here in the second half, and Alfara will go to the line for 1-and-1. These are 2 big foul shots if you can get them both from Alfara. Makes the first of the 1-and-1. Alfara's stroke has gotten a lot better this year from the foul line. Struggled last year from the foul line, was about a 50% foul shooter. This year has looked a lot better, even though he's only shooting 57% from the line, but seems a lot more comfortable there. As he puts that one high up in the air and missed on the second, but it's a 2-point ball game, 60-58. Hill stops it up, sent it to Jackson. Swings it back up to Tyler Silva, as I would imagine the Renegades try and use a lot of the shot clock here. They look for a good look. They get one to Camonte Jackson, who's got an easy bucket. First bucket for Jackson in quite a while. He's got 12 now. Dickey, Silva, and Jackson all in double figures. Alfara and Barnett in double figures for Canyons. 4-point Bakersfield lead, 62-58 in a low-scoring game. There's a foul called on Bakersfield against Taryn Dickey for, I think, a jersey grab on Alfara as Gonzalez was trying to get it into him. And it was well over the head of Alfara, like he would have never gotten to it, but it was the back official that called the jersey grab, and so Alfara back to the line for 1-and-1. Rattles the first home. Second in as well. Alfara makes both. He's got 18 points now in the ball game. It remains a tight game here. Second game of the WSC South season for both these squads. Both trying for their first WSC South win of the year. Nearly gets a takeaway as Jackson struggled with it. Got it to Williams. He steps into a 15-footer that doesn't fall before the shot clock. And then a foul called against College of the Canyons on the rebound against Logan Gomari. Get the out-of-town scoreboard. Alan Hancock, 12-4 now on the year. 92-57 win over Oxnard. Citrus leading Santa Monica in a WSC South game, 70-63. Moore Park 81, Santa Barbara 60. Glendale and West LA no score posted for them. And at the moment. Actually, as we refresh, West LA leading 57-55. As a miss that time from Bakersfield. Canyons has a chance to at least tie the game with 2:15 to go, trailing 62-60. Gonzalez up, no, Alfaro, the tip back is in. And we are tied at 62 with 2:05 to go. Alfaro with 20. 8 rebounds now on the tip back in. Silva trying to drive. Slipped Gonzalez and knocks down a 15-footer and a timeout called by Bakersfield here. 1:47 to go in a 2-point game, 64-62. Renegades have led for pretty much the entire game with the exception of that, 20 seconds where we were tied just now, and the 20 seconds we were tied at 16 in the first half. So it has been all Renegades here, but now the Cougars back within a pair and have the basketball out of the timeout. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard as we were doing. That West LA Glendale game with 8 minutes to go. San Jacinto leading Copper Mountain at halftime 37-27. Ventura leading Cuesta 102-66 with 5:23 to go, so that one's pretty much over. Fresno City and Porterville in a tight game, 62-55 with 6:44 to go. Antelope Valley leading LA Valley 80-65 up in the AVC. At 7:53 to go. Merced and Sequoia's in a tight 167-62. So plenty of WSC basketball to keep an eye on. So the Cougars back to work with the basketball here. Trailing by 2 once again. After they had tied it briefly at 62. Here's Gonzalez. Foul line jumper to tie it. No. Gomari trying to sky through for the rebound. Didn't get it. Back the other way comes Bakersfield with 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Silva, no, but Williams was there to tip it in, and it's a 4-point lead. Fisher gonna call one of his 3 remaining timeouts. So 66-62, Canyons with the basketball. They have 2 fouls to give before putting Bakersfield at the line. See how that factors into their decision with 1:16 to go. Gonzalez working offensively. Stopped his dribble, needs to get rid of the ball. Got it to Alfaro, who's going to try and take Dickey off the dribble and draws the foul. Do the 4th foul on Taron Dickey.
Personal foul, Renegades, number 20, Taron Dickey, that's his 4th personal, 19 foul.
Alfaro back to shoot a pair. 8 of 10 from the line with 20 points, 8 boards today. Misses on the first. Foul shot's important here late. Gomari out, Savory in. Alfara makes the second. So it's a one-possession game, a three-point game with 1:04 to go. Hill. He and Williams play catch. Now Silva will catch it. Silva trying to slip Ortega here, who's trying to stay with him. 10 to shoot now for Bakersfield. Williams inside, Dickey underneath, lays it off the glass. Back to a 5-point lead. Gomari, little two that's no good. Rebound from Bakersfield. Canyons needs to foul. And they'll get the foul to stop the clock with 23.3. I would imagine you foul before the ball even gets in play. No, they don't. Bakersfield going to try and run some clock down. And they're going to be able to run a bunch of it down as they'll get an easy bucket for Taryn Dickey, and that'll end the ball game with 15 seconds left. 70 to 63. Canyon sprinting ahead. Gonzalez off the window has his fifth straight 10-point game. But with 9.8 and a 5-point game, Howard Fisher going to call a timeout. You need 5 points in 9.8 seconds. That shot from Gonzalez actually gives you a small chance here. So out of the timeout, a 5-point game. Canyon still does have one timeout to give before they put Bakersfield at the line. They don't stop the clock on the timeout. Instead, they just try and tie up, and now they will get a foul. But it wastes 3 seconds, so now it makes your job even harder. And it's one of those situations where you almost want to foul before the ball even gets in if you can, or right as the ball comes in. Bakersfield going to be able to dribble out 4 more seconds, and that'll pretty much end the game as Taryn Dickey will go back to the line. So Dickey with 28, the player of the game for Bakersfield, 28 and 17, his third double-double of the year, gets Bakersfield to 10 and 5 on the year, and 1 and 1 in WSC South play. For the Cougars, they fall to 0 and 2 in Western State Conference play. A timeout called by Bakersfield here with 2.8 to go, and Dickey to the line for 1 and 1. For Canyons, Alfara, 21 points and 8 boards. Snaps a back-to-back double-double streak for him. Remember, we'll have women's basketball up at 5 o'clock after this. COC and Bakersfield. The Cougar women coming in off a loss, or off of a conference opening win, I should say, actually, over LA Valley on Wednesday. And really their second real big win over the last couple of weeks before they New Year break. On the 29th, the Cougars knocked off number 2 Palomar here at the Cougar cage, then beating an LA Valley team that's received votes multiple times this year. So the Lady Cougars playing some good basketball. Should be a fun one. So Dickey to the line for 1 and 1. Makes it. So at this point, it's just a matter of the final score. And that'll end the ball game. 72-65, Bakersfield takes the win over College of the Canyons. Renegades, as we said, improved to 10-5 on the year. The Cougars fall to 7-9 and 0-2 in conference play. So switch over the streams. Women's basketball coming up next here on the Cougar Sports Network. I hope you join us for that one. And have a good rest of your Saturday if you are exiting out here from today on.